स्टडी IQ IAS, अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।
Hello everyone. I hope this message finds you fit and fine. My name is Shashank Tyagi. Welcome to this Lakshmikant series. We are continuing our Parliament chapter. Today we need to talk about presiding officers. Preside. It means to bring the house in order, you need someone to be in command. In case of Rajya Sabha, that responsibility is with chairman. Whoever is going to be Vice President of India is going to have this position of Rajya Sabha chairman. In case of Lok Sabha, this position is held by speaker. So if we categorize separately Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, in case of Lok Sabha, we have speaker, then deputy speaker, then panel of chairpersons. A speaker and deputy speaker, these are elected from among the members of the Lok Sabha. Okay, but when it comes to panel of chairperson, they are nominated. Nominated by whom? Nominated by a speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, in case of Rajya Sabha, we have chairman, deputy chairman, and then panel of vice chairpersons. So again, so you know that when it comes to chairman, this position is held by VP, right? In case of deputy chairman, this position is elected one. Okay, means this person is member of Rajya Sabha. Okay, now when it comes to panel of chairpersons, this position is nominated one. And who is going to nominate? Chairman of Rajya Sabha is going to nominate member of this panel. Now why we are having these panels? As I told you, presiding is an important responsibility. You need someone in command to bring the house in order so that agenda of the house works are finished, right? So consider there's a day where speaker is not there, deputy speaker is not there, then we need someone to preside the house, right? For example, say there are 10 members from Lok Sabha. These are not from outside. These members in these panels are from within the house. Means when we talk about panel of chairperson, they need to be member of Lok Sabha. When I say panel of vice chairperson, they need to be member of Rajya Sabha. Okay, so anyone, I'm saying anyone, any one of them can actually preside the proceedings of the house, so that this Lok Sabha should actually continue its work. Okay, now let's deal with speaker first. So what is the tenure in election? As I told you, a speaker is someone who is already member of the house. Means this position is elected one. Told you na, elected. Speaker, deputy speaker, elected. Elected by the Lok Sabha from amongst its members, right? A speaker remains in office during the life of the Lok Sabha. For example, in 2019, there were elections in Lok Sabha, right? And in those elections, Mr. Om Birla, so he got elected as Lok Sabha MP from Kota in Rajasthan, Kota parliamentary constituency. Now, from among the members in the Lok Sabha, majority of members are of BJP. So they elected, so there was an election within the Lok Sabha. So they elected Mr. Om Birla as speaker, 17th speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, that's how he got elected. Now, normal tenure of Lok Sabha is 5 years, right? So till that point, he can be in this position. Is there a possibility that he can be removed also? Yes, he can be removed. There's a process to that. But normally, he can actually continue for 5 years. We are going to understand the process of removal as well.
कई बार मन में सवाल आता होगा कि इस प्रिपरेशन को शुरू तो कर दिया है, मज़ा भी आ रहा है, तभी आप इस वीडियो में हैं, सीखने को तो मिल रहा है, लेकिन क्या उतना पढ़ा जा रहा है जितना इस एग्जाम को क्लियर करने के लिए ज़रूरी है? क्योंकि अल्टीमेट ऑब्जेक्टिव तो क्या है? योर नेम इन मेरिट लिस्ट। तो देखिए, कंटेंट तो सेम है, लेकिन कंटेंट को यूज़ करने की हमें स्किल डेवलप करनी है। कैसे होगी वो स्किल डेवलप? पहले तो भाई टाइम से हर एक सब्जेक्ट का कंटेंट तैयार होना चाहिए। अगर आप वो कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन इफ़ यू वांट टू टेक हेल्प, तो आप स्टडी IQ की हेल्प ले सकते हैं। जो स्टडी IQ का P2I प्रोग्राम है, आप स्टडी IQ ऐप या वेबसाइट पर देख सकते हैं। P2I मतलब प्रीलिम से लेकर इंटरव्यू तक का एक प्रोग्राम। तो ये एक प्रोग्राम के अंदर 4 फेजेस हैं। तो उस 4 फेजेस के थ्रू पहले ही फेज में आपका कंप्लीट सिलेबस हो जाएगा। तो इट इज लाइक द बेसिक थिंग, ये तो करना ही है। इसके बाद आता है कि हमें स्किल्स डेवलप करनी है। यानी कि उस कंटेंट का प्रीलिम्स में इस्तेमाल हो सके, उस कंटेंट का मेंस में इस्तेमाल हो सके, यानी कि आंसर राइटिंग। फिर हमें असेसमेंट चाहिए बीच बीच में, जिससे कि हमें कमियां पता लगती रहें। तो इसके लिए भी P2I में आपको प्रीलिम्स मेंस दोनों की टेस्ट सीरीज दी जा रही है। वीकेंड पर भी टेस्ट होते हैं, प्लस डेली मेंस आंसर राइटिंग होती है। तो आपको नहीं लगता अगर इतना कोई मेहनत आपके साथ कर ले, तो आप करना तो चाहते हैं बट एक पाथवे नहीं है, तो P2I प्रोग्राम वो पाथवे आपके लिए साबित हो सकता है। तो टेक हेल्प ऑफ दिस। फिर आपके मन में कभी कभी जो डाउट आता है उसको ढूंढने के लिए आपका काफी समय जाया हो जाता है। जाया इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि हो सकता है उस डाउट को ढूंढने के लिए आपने 1 घंटा लगा दिया, क्योंकि उससे एसोसिएटेड काफी सारी चीजें नई नई पता लगती चली गई आपको। ऐसे में इस टाइम को रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं आप। एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड क्या उस डाउट से रिलेटेड नॉलेज आपको चाहिए, वो आपको एक पर्सनल मेंटोर बता सकता है। तो इस कोर्स में फैकल्टीज तो आपके साथ हैं ही, इस पूरी जर्नी में आपको पर्सनल मेंटोर दिया जा रहा है, आप उसकी हेल्प लीजिए। आप कॉल व्हाट्सएप पर कभी भी उनके साथ कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं। उनका नंबर आपको इस कोर्स में स्पेसिफिकली आपको अलॉट होगा। तो अल्टीमेटली आपका टाइम बचेगा, कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा प्रिपरेशन में। फिर जैसे आप प्रीलिम्स क्लियर कर लेते हैं तो उसके बाद मेंस रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम, ये इसका सेकंड फेज, मतलब थर्ड फेज कहिए, क्योंकि पहले फेज में फाउंडेशन है, फिर सक्सेस इन प्रीलिम्स है, फिर MRPA मेंस रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम। फिर उसके लिए आप दिल्ली बुला लिया जाता है आपको। यहाँ पर आप मतलब जो फूडिंग, लॉजिंग, एवरीथिंग इज टेकन केयर बाय स्टडी IQ। और उसके बाद फिर रिगरस प्रिपरेशन होती है आपकी मेंस के हिसाब से, यानी कि हर एक जो आपका पेपर है, GS है, लैंग्वेज है, essay है, हर एक की तैयारी यहीं पर हम आपको अपने सामने कराते हैं। उसके बाद जैसे आप मेंस क्लियर करते हैं तो इंटरव्यू गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम, वहाँ पर आपके कोहोर्ट्स बनते हैं जिसमें डिस्कशन के थ्रू जो आपके अदर एस्पिरेंट्स हैं, जो आपके साथ इंटरव्यू देने वाले हैं, तो आप अपनी स्किल्स को पॉलिश करते हैं। साथ में ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, फॉर्मर टॉपर्स, ये सब फैकल्टीज आपको मिलकर गाइड करते हैं। फाइनली व्हेन यू आर थ्रू इनटू द मेरिट लिस्ट, देन फिर आपको लगता है कि हाँ, इट वाज ऑल वर्थ इट। मिलते हैं आपसे क्लासेस में, ख्याल रखिए। जय हिंद।
Now, however, he has to vacate his office earlier in any of the 3 cases. Number 1, he ceases to be a member of Lok Sabha. Consider that he went abroad and now he has applied for citizenship of USA. Okay. So, if he has got citizenship of USA, now on this basis, his Indian citizenship will be revoked, right? So, if someone is not a citizen of India, do you think that person can continue to be a Lok Sabha member? No. So it means he will cease to be a member of Lok Sabha. Now since he ceased to be a member of Lok Sabha, he has to get removed from the position of Lok Sabha speaker also. So in short, you can say, even if he resigns, means he resigns by writing to the deputy speaker, in that case also this position of Lok Sabha speaker need to be vacated by him, right? Also remember, resignation in written to be given to deputy speaker. UPSC can make a statement that that speaker is going to give resignation, submit resignation to honorable president. But you should get aware, no, it's not president, it is deputy speaker. Okay? If he is removed by resolution passed, now I told you removal process is also there. Now how he can be removed? Resolution passed by majority of all the members. Now please read. This is the statement which is given in Lakshmikant, but I have differences with one word in that statement. I am going to tell you why, but first read that. By a majority of all the members of the Lok Sabha, all the members, majority of all the members, Lok Sabha, such resolution can be moved only after giving 14 days advance notice. So this part is correct, कि 14 days advance notice to be given. But if I ask, what kind of majority do you think is needed in Lok Sabha to remove speaker? Some of you would say, sir, majority of all the members. So if all the members, all the seats are 100, so you would say that, sir, we need 51, means absolute majority, right? But my friends, please take a look what official website, government website says, means Lok Sabha. There's a website, speakerloksabha.nic.in, and just read the statement. The speaker can be removed from office only on a resolution of the House passed by a majority of all the then. The word is then members of the House. But in Lakshmikant, the addition I have, and many additions that I have referred, the word is majority of all the members. then word is missing. Now you would think, sir, what then makes difference? Yes, it makes difference. All the then members means majority of those members who are there and the vacant seats are not going to be included. For example, there are consider total strength of houses 100. Okay, 100. This says majority of all the members. So majority of all the members would be 51, right? But official website says all the then. For example, 20 seats are vacant as of now. Someone died, someone disqualified, someone resigned, right? Now, as of now, consider we have all the then members, means the present members. We have 80. So now the majority required to remove the Lok Sabha speaker would be 41, not 51. That is why if UPSC asks question, please mark effective majority, because this is the definition of effective majority. Because UPSC is going to follow what official website is saying. And same is the case with Rajya Sabha chairperson. There also, all the then members is written, right? You can just search rajyasabha.nic.in. There also you are going to find the sentence. Okay? So please remember, it is effective majority. Clear? Now, when a resolution for the removal of the speaker is under consideration, so if a speaker is being removed, do you think that person should be given a chance to preside this session? No, right? So he cannot preside at the sitting of the house, though he may be present, because he is member of house, right? So he can be present like a normal member. Okay? However, he can speak and take part in the proceedings of the house at such a time and vote in the first instance. Please remember, when speaker is getting removed, resolution for the removal of speaker is actually in the process, then speaker can actually vote. But vote as a normal member, right? Not as a presiding officer. And why first instance is used? Because you can say there's a process that whoever preside the house, means whoever sitting, and in command, then that person should show neutrality. That is why it is said that you should not vote in first instance. In case there's a matter is in tie, then you can actually vote casting vote, right? To actually remove this tie. Okay? First instance means when first round of counting is done, you can vote there. Though not in the case of equality of votes. And there is equality of vote. Obviously, there's no case of equality of vote when presiding officer, speaker is not presiding officer, acting as a presiding officer in case of removal. He is sitting like a normal person. She's sitting like a normal MP, right? So no, so this particular case is not going to be counted even, right? Now you would ask, sir, who is going to preside? If speaker is sitting among the crowd, then deputy speaker will. And if deputy speaker is ill at that day, then any one member from the panel of chairpersons. That is what I have told you. Now, whenever the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the speaker does not vacate. There can be a statement-wise question on that. Please remember. Because in the start I said, the Lok Sabha speaker will remain till the life of Lok Sabha, right? Tenure of the Lok Sabha. But there's a tradition there. Consider that Lok Sabha is dissolved early, or consider that there's a fresh election happened, right? But still, there should be continuity in the working of Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha speaker's job is not just to preside the house. There's a separate Lok Sabha secretariat also. The official work, all the bills which need to be presented, all the questions coming in, the communication with different department, ministries, all being coordinated by Lok Sabha secretariat. And who heads the Lok Sabha secretariat? Lok Sabha speaker. So even if Lok Sabha is dissolved, then she should continue to be in that position and should resign, should actually demit from the office just before the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha. Okay? Continue till the newly elected Lok Sabha meets. And the day newly elected Lok Sabha meets, you should actually go your home. Okay? If you are again elected from quota, then you can present in the Lok Sabha as a normal MP. Okay, then it will be decided whether you will be elected as Lok Sabha speaker or not. Okay, now role, power and functions of speaker. Head Lok Sabha, as I told you, preside Lok Sabha and actually heads Lok Sabha Secretariat also. Guardian of powers and privileges of Lok Sabha, right? Powers, which powers we are talking about? Lok Sabha Speaker is going to decide which bill need to be presented first, which need to be presented last, how you should actually have agenda, even the disqualification power means to disqualify an MP in case of anti-defection. This power is with Lok Sabha Speaker, as well as privileges. For example, Lok Sabha's speakers, you can say, has this privilege that whatever he comments in the House cannot be questioned in court of law. He cannot be criticized in the court or within the House, right? Such is the privilege to maintain the decorum of the House. Principal spokesperson of the House, he maintains order and decorum. He adjourns the suspend the House in case quorum is not complete. What is the quorum? Quorum is the minimum number of members which are required, then only proceedings can continue. That is 1/10 of the House. For example, if total strength is say 100, okay, to make it simple for you, then 1/10 is 10. Only when 10 members are present in the Lok Sabha, then only proceedings of the House will continue. Otherwise, Speaker will say, go back to your home. I'm suspending, adjourning the session. There will be no session today. You should show respect and at least quorum need to be maintained. He presides over the joint sitting. In case there's a deadlock between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha over a bill and President says you have to sit in a joint sitting. So in that case, who heads the joint sitting? Presides the joint sitting? Speaker. In case Speaker is not there, then Deputy Speaker. Okay. I've marked here that joint sitting is not presided by Rajya Sabha chairperson. So this is the difference between Speaker and Rajya Sabha chairperson. There are statements on comparison also many times asked by UPSC. Decides whether a bill is money bill or not. This power is only with Speaker, not with Rajya Sabha chairperson. He decides the question of disqualification of member. I told you anti-defection law. Same means this power is also with Rajya Sabha chairperson. Okay, for example, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. So he pronounced this disqualification of Mr. Sharad Yadav and Anwar Ali from JDU party. So they were member of Rajya Sabha from JDU. So they were disqualified by Rajya Sabha chairperson. He acts as the ex-officio chairman of the Indian Parliamentary Group. So there is Indian Parliamentary Group which is given chance to go abroad, learn new practices in different parliaments. So ex officio means who is going to be speaker, he is going to be chairman of Indian Parliamentary Group. He appoints the chairman of all parliamentary committees, means parliamentary committees of the Lok Sabha. Who is going to appoint? The chair appoint. Speaker is going to appoint. Now Lok Sabha Speaker, independence and impartiality. If question is saying which of the following points can be regarded as, you can say, provisions which support impartiality of the office of Speaker, right? There can be a means-based question also. In GS paper 2, sometimes UPSC asks direct provision-based questions also. In 2016, I think around 80% paper was actually on this provision type, okay? And there are other years where, dynamic side was more in GS paper 2. So you should know some keywords, okay? Impartiality. How? In case of tenure, this security of tenure. It means if there is speaker, he should act as neutral, right? So he cannot be removed until and unless process of removal is followed. So there's a process of removal, right? And effective majority, I told you. And it needs support of at least 50 members to even discuss. Okay, so it shows security of tenure to some extent. His salaries and allowances are fixed by Parliament and cannot be changed during his tenure. His work and conduct cannot be discussed and criticized. That's a privilege. His powers are not subject to jurisdiction of any court, although Supreme Court can now actually do this judicial review. For example, on disqualification also. Many times questions are raised before Supreme Court also, so they can check whether facts were correct or there was no malified intention. He cannot vote in the first instance, right? Because he's there presiding, so he has to be neutral. Can vote only when there's a equality in votes. He is given high position order of precedence. Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Elected by the Lok Sabha from amongst his members, same. Like Speaker is elected, same Deputy Speaker is also elected from amongst the members of Lok Sabha. Also please remember, the word is deputy. Okay. So it means primary responsibility to preside is with speaker. If speaker is not there, then deputy speaker has this responsibility, right? But when deputy speaker is acting as presiding officer of Lok Sabha, then he or she enjoys the power of speaker. Okay? If he ceases to be a member of Lok Sabha, then seat need to be vacated, resigns. Now, deputy speaker resigns to speaker. Please remember it. In case of, how you can easily remember it? In case of speaker, he gives written resignation to deputy speaker. In case of deputy speaker, he gives written resignation to speaker. Okay? If he is removed by a resolution passed by the majority of all the then members of the Lok Sabha, such a resolution need to be presented before, means 14 days notice need to be given. So these conditions are same. You just need to change here. Role, power and functions. First, perform the duties of speaker when speaker is not there. Presides over joint sitting if speaker is absent. He is not subordinate to the speaker. As I told you, when he is presiding, then he enjoys equal power. And in general also, it is said that you are not subordinate. What is the meaning of not subordinate? If UPSC wants to play with you, then they can also ask an A and R kind of question. Means they will give a statement and a reason also. What is the reason of not subordinate to the speaker? What is the meaning of this? The meaning is that he is not answerable to speaker. He or she is answerable only to the house. That is why we are not considering subordinate, right? So in Pushpa movie's dialogue, it would be like, deputy देखकर subordinate समझे क्या? Subordinate नहीं है अपन, equal है, right? So it means this deputy speaker is not responsible to speaker, okay, answerable to speaker. He can only exercise a casting vote in case of a tie. It applies with every presiding officer. Whenever he is appointed as a member of parliamentary committee, so he automatically becomes the chairman, such is the stature. When a resolution for the removal of the deputy speaker is under consideration, same, he cannot preside, right? If removal is being done, then he should not preside, but he can sit like a normal member of parliament and he can vote also, same as case of speaker. He is entitled to a regular salary and allowance fixed by parliament, same, right? Up to 10th Lok Sabha, both speaker and deputy speaker were usually from the ruling party. From 11th Lok Sabha, so the convention changed and speaker position was held by a ruling party member and deputy speaker by opposition party member. But if you ask if someone is deputy speaker as of now, no. The position of deputy speaker is vacant as of now. And there were articles as well on this, why there's no deputy speaker. Means the party in power having majority vote can actually appoint someone from other party as deputy speaker if they want. They can have election, but such thing has not happened. Now, panel of chairpersons of the Lok Sabha. I've already explained this to you that rules, now under the rules of Lok Sabha, the speaker nominates. In the starting of the video, I told you this is nominated position, not elected one. A speaker nominates, okay, among the members of the panel. So whoever is going to member of panel should be member of Lok Sabha, okay. Any one of them can preside over the house in case speaker and deputy speaker are absent. He has the same power as a speaker when he is acting as a presiding officer. He holds office until a new panel of chairperson is nominated. Please remember, UPSC play in this nominated and elected game. It should be clear in your mind. When a member of panel of the chairperson is also not present, then what is going to happen? And there are two probability, means two kind of questions can be asked, two statements. If speaker is not there, deputy speaker is not there, whole panel is not there, then what? Then house can actually appoint someone for that day to preside the house, okay? Any other person as determined by the house act as a speaker, okay? Now, let's take another scenario. Consider speaker resigned and deputy speaker died. It means now these both positions are vacant, not absent, vacant. Now tell me, who is going to preside? You would say, sir, panel of chairpersons, anyone from them can preside? No. Reason is that this panel was nominated by speaker and the speaker of position is vacant. So the speaker who nominated these members is not speaker anymore, right? So in this case, president is going to appoint someone for acting as speaker at that point of time, okay? So panel of chairperson cannot preside over the house when the office of the speaker or the deputy speaker is vacant, okay? During such time, the speaker's duties to be performed by such member of the house as president may appoint for the purpose. I think now it's clear to you, okay? Pro tem speaker. Pro tem. So pro tem is a temporary position. For example, just before the first meeting of newly elected Lok Sabha, I told you that the former Lok Sabha speaker is going to demit the office, right? Now, for the first meeting, we need someone to preside the house, right? So in that case, president appoints one pro tem speaker, like a temporary speaker, okay? And this pro tem speaker has two duties, only two functions. Number one, oath. Oath to all the new, means those members of parliament who are coming, joining, in this newly elected Lok Sabha. So give oath to them. And second, conduct election of speaker, active speaker, right? So the two functions. And who is generally appointed as pro tem speaker? Senior most member is generally appointed. Although there's no, you can say, mention in law that only that senior most is going to be appointed, but there's a convention. Constitution, the speaker of the first Lok Sabha vacates his office immediately before the first meeting, the newly elected Lok Sabha. Therefore, the president appoints a member of the Lok Sabha as pro tem speaker. I already told you. Usually, the senior most member is selected this. The president himself administers oath to the pro tem speaker. So, president administers oath to the pro tem speaker. The speaker pro tem has all the powers of the speaker and presides over the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha. Main duty, two duties, and oath to the new members enables the house to elect a speaker. Please remember two duties. Now, new speaker is elected by the house, the office of pro tem speaker ceased to exist. Means now it is gone, right? It's a temporary office. I think it is clear now, right? So, just remember this. If any question arises whether a bill is money bill, so decision of speaker is considered final. Okay, I told you also in the functions also, there's a difference that when it comes to deciding a bill as money bill or not, this power is only with speaker and not Rajya Sabha chairman. Let's start with some questions. Which of the following are not a session in parliament? So our constitution does not mention any name, first of all. But in news you must have read budget session, monsoon session, winter session. You must not ever heard of summer session. So summer session is not mentioned, okay? Summer session is not used. Now, insight here is that our constitution does not mention any of these names also, but these names are used. Our constitution mentions between two sessions of parliament, there cannot be gap of more than 6 months. So 12 months in a year, 6 months maximum gap. So it means at least we are going to have 2 sessions per year, at least. In general, we have 3 sessions, budget session, monsoon session, winter session. Although there can be other sessions also, special sessions. If president summons the house, then there can be, you can say, special sessions, okay? So minimum 2 sessions, maximum there's no limit, and these names are not mentioned in our constitution. I think it is clear. Which of the statement is not correct about Lok Sabha speaker? Sometimes UPSC is asking some, factual questions also, Indian polity, 1-2 questions. So please attempt. Meera Kumar and Sumatra Mahajan are the only 2 women Lok Sabha speakers so far. This statement is correct. Tenure of Lok Sabha speaker is 5 years, correct. In total, 17% have served as Lok Sabha speaker. If you remember, I told you, Mr. Om Birla is 17th, right? Whenever Lok Sabha dissolves, the speaker resigns from the post. This is incorrect, because I told you, even after Lok Sabha dissolves, the speaker is going to continue till the day when the next day is the first session of newly elected Lok Sabha, right? So this D is not correct. Clear? I think now this is clear to you, right? A speaker deputy speaker, its comparison with chairman, deputy chairman. Please give a read to this portion. It would be a quick walk for you. This PDF is going to be available in Shashank Tyagi For You Telegram group. If you have any doubt whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me on shashank.powerme, my Insta handle. Take care, keep learning, keep growing.
Study IQ IAS. अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।